convenient. I swear, every time I walk up to the Z3, I'll just take a look at it and my day gets a little bit brighter. I haven't even unlocked the car, I haven't even started it up. But ladies and gentlemen and everybody else, there's my Z3. Today I'm going to be talking about why I believe this car is underrated, and I believe that these things deserve a lot more attention than they are getting right now. I will say, I don't think this is the best area to talk about the car, so I'm gonna go find an empty parking lot or something like that and obviously move the car. But to move the car, I had to start up the car. So you know what that means. This is a cold startup on my 1998 BMW Z3. Nah, I'm kidding. That doesn't unlock it. I just realized there's a spot right up there that's perfect for this. So reason number one, I'm gonna start this thing while I'm going up to the roof. Reason number one, I would say that this car is underrated is because you can do that and nobody will care, because I did that. I was still going 10 under the speed limit. No joke. And just like that, we have reached the destination for today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, well, as you're about to see, welcome to the roof of my parking deck. So, this is it. This is the roof. As you may see, where are they? As you may see, there are some skid marks. Unfortunately, I did not do donuts up here. Those were not me, those were someone else. And I have no clue if this car would even be capable of doing donuts, given that it has about 130 horsepower. But it does have a long hood, I'll admit that. So, maybe in the future, who knows? Maybe. So I feel like I should re-clarify what I was talking about in my first point in the car. Essentially, this car is not the fastest thing in the world, I'll admit that, 130 horsepower. But the thing about that 130 horsepower is that it's fun 130 horsepower. And to show what I mean by that, yeah, I know I keep moving around this first point, but essentially, to show what I mean about that, we have to go back inside the car. So, what I'm trying to refer to in this first point is that, yes, this car is not the fastest. It maxes out at 140 miles an hour on the speedometer, and I'm pretty sure its top speed is less than that. But where you really have fun is in two spots. One, where you can bring the RPMs up, and two, when you have curvy back roads, because this car handles amazingly. After all, it is a BMW. BMWs have been known for their handling. Even on larger cars like the M4 and the M8. And by the way, when I mean larger, like the M4, I'm comparing it to the Z3. The Z3 is like a thumbtack compared to the M4. If you don't agree with that, put your comments down below. So the second reason why I think the Z3 is underrated is just because of its looks. I think that this is one of the most beautiful looking cars. Actually, this is one of the most beautiful looking cars to come out of the 90s, in my opinion. I know they made a lot of supercars in the 90s, F40, Diablo. Actually, was the F40 made in the 90s? I need to double check that real quick. Hang on. It technically was. Technically, I'm counting it. So yeah, it was made in the Ferrari F40, made in the 90s. We've clarified that. Anyways, I still would say this is honestly a really beautiful car that has aged extremely well as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's aged very well. A lot better than other cars that came from the 90s. Cough, cough, Fiat Multipla. And no, I don't think the Ferrari F40 aged badly. Before anyone comments like, oh, what, the Ferrari F40 aged amazingly. It did, I'll admit that. But I think this aged just as well. For one, you have all of these magnificent curves on the car, such as the one right over the wheel, this one here, that one in the back, which, yes, I know I have positive offset. Oh, I'm gonna deal with that eventually. Eventually could mean 2 days from now, 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now, 2 years from now. It could even mean 2 decades from now, who knows? The third reason why I believe the Z3 is underrated, we have to go under the hood. So the reason we had to go under the hood was to talk about the M44 1.9 liter 4-cylinder. You might be thinking, oh, it's a 4-banger. Like, there's nothing great about that, except there is. And the great thing about this is reliability. These engines have been known to last upwards of 200,000 miles. I will admit this though, the transmission, not as long, or at the very least, well, the automatic transmission won't last as long, because that's a GM-derived automatic transmission. And if you know anything about GM-derived automatic transmissions, especially from 1998, you would know that they don't last that long. And maybe that's why my transmission light is on. I have no clue why that light is on. If you saw the previous video, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, links in the description. I don't even know. The door squeaks. That's about it. The door squeaks. So the third reason why this car is underrated is because it's one of the cheapest cars where you can just go and do one of these. And here's why that's important. So for $6,000, the ability to just take the top off and just let the wind blow through your hair, in my personal opinion, is unbeatable. And a lot of people may say, oh, but the Miata can do the exact same thing. Why did I put the camera down like that? I'm gonna keep holding it. Oh, but the Miata can do the exact same thing, as I was saying before. But here's the problem with the Miata. They're great cars, yes, but their prices have begun to really go up in value, and here's what I'm talking about. So I've done a nationwide search for NA Mazda Miatas, and I find this. This is the closest one that is to my Z3. It's a 1990, which is 8 years older than my Z3. It has 174,000 miles, which is a lot more than the 114,000 my car came with, and it's $800 more than what my car was. Along with that, it just keeps getting worse and worse. 1995, 175,000 miles. This one, pretty good. 1992, but it's still a bit older. $8,900, almost $9,000, with 110,000 miles. And it just keeps on going like that. So almost $3,000 more for a car with manual windows, manual top, manual locks, essentially nothing powered, versus mine, which was $6,200 with, granted, aftermarket Alpine sound system, with power top, heated seats, power locks, power mirrors. Along with that, just a lot more general comfort features to make the car a lot more luxurious for a fraction of the cost of what your normal Miata would cost. And to end things off on a controversial note, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. And regardless of how you feel about it, leave a comment below. If you agree with me, feel free to say that. If you disagree with me, feel free to say that. I look forward to reading these comments from this video. I don't know how they're gonna turn out, I'll be honest. But just like that, this video is over. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.